Hey guys, welcome back. Ken's Corner Thursday edition. Just a bunch of mumbo jumbo to talk about today. Just breathe. Anyways, it's been kind of a whirlwind. I've been really busy. Actually just got done talking with Chase he put me behind my schedule, talking shop about NFL football and what's going on. I'll probably talk about that towards the end of the video. The Dolphins and Derek Carr and Lamar Jackson and the Combine and all that good stuff. So for you guys that like sports, hang around and listen to the whole thing. For those that just want to hear me babble about other things, stay right here. So anyways, let's bring up politics. Right, I don't talk politics. I will bring up the January 6th released videos. I think McCarthy released them to Tucker Carlson on Fox. They've been on, obviously, videos all over the internet. My opinion, wow. That's all I gotta say is wow. Good, bad, indifferent. Everybody spins whatever they want, left and right. But I'd love to hear your opinions if you've seen them, and what are your thoughts? It's sad. It's sad, which brings us to the other point of the economy. Obviously, the inflation still out of control. I've seen gas prices are back up. I actually watched a video on TikTok of a debate. I don't even know who the congressman was. The gist of it is that unemployment is related to basically inflation, which I think inflation is like 6.4 and unemployment's 3.4. Based on the video I saw, if you raise those rates, unemployment essentially has to go up in order to bring inflation back down, because basically not many people everyone tightens up their belts, and the economy's still kind of pretty strong. And actually the stock market, if you're watching this obviously Thursday, Wednesday, like crashed because of they just want to go crazy with these interest rate hikes. And basically the theory is that as you keep inflation, in order to bring inflation down, you have to have that unemployment go up. And basically what they're saying is they need to get unemployment to 10% in order to get the inflation rate down to 2.2%. It's like a flip-flop thing. And I think the final comment was, and they both kind of agreed on it, I don't think it was political, it was more of a financial thing, is why doesn't the government just stop spending so much? And that's really what it comes down to, is in order to slow the economy, all the frivolous spending and cutbacks. I know we've all done it at in our homes. I'm sure you have. I'm sure we don't all spend like we did, a few years back before COVID, but our government seems to be spending like rapid fire right now, and I think that's hurting the inflation. No one's a winner in politics, I don't think. I mean, everyone just fights about it. I have been watching a lot of TikTok lives lately, and many of them have to do with gender, and a lot of them have to do with rights, and I mean, it's just so all this fighting. Why are we all fighting so much? It's like everyone, and trust me, I know I'm on camera right now, and this is my voice, and you're here. It's like everyone has to have a voice right now. And my voice is just purely for your entertainment, not to debate, not to say I'm right about anything or I'm wrong. But man, everyone's just so ruthless to each other. I'm sure you've maybe seen the TikTok on actually Candi's video on the body shaming, which that stuff doesn't bother me at all. I'm responsible for what I look like. I've been thin in my life. I've been heavy. I've fought obesity for a long time, but I am down 17 pounds as of today. If you're watching this video, I've been doing it through clean eating and exercising 5 days during the week. And my workouts they're not as strenuous as they were when we had Jake here, but I'm doing something. And quite honestly, it's in the startup mode. This is week 3, and it's tough. It's really difficult to push myself like I did before. Now, I know you can get a person to push you, but I'm trying to do something every day. I'm doing a lot of stretching because my body was just totally locked up. So I'm getting more flexible and all that good stuff. So that's certainly helping out. So yeah, I'm working out, and again, back to the why I'm doing it. Obviously, you want to get healthier and be around all that good stuff. But I have a colonoscopy coming up, which I mentioned in the last video, and someone did bring up let me find it here. A comment. It says, you need to talk to my son. This is Darcy. You need to talk to my son. He's 30, had his first colonoscopy. He did the drinking of the fluid. I have too. Actually, I did one, gosh, it's probably been 10 years. I did the flush, and I was hospitalized. I had a perforated bowel and didn't know it, and it was a disaster. And I understand actually the plan I have now is liquid, but it's not. It's actually a small amount. It's not the big gallons that you have to drink. I was offered the 24 pills. I did not want to do that. I guess they're horse pills. It didn't really didn't interest me to take the pills. So I'm going with the flush. That's coming up. I'm almost to meeting my goal. Still nervous, but hopefully everything works out in that area. But thanks for your comments. I definitely take that to heart, and hopefully things go well. Another question was Sally commented, do you have any regrets about not pushing your kids to get college degrees? I know you can't force them to go to college. Here's my opinion of college. I don't think college is for everyone. I think you have to be an individual that likes school, can independent study, likes to learn that way. I don't think everybody does, and I'm one of those people. I did not go to college. I consider myself somewhat successful. I started a couple businesses. I've worked in engineering. I've worked in outdoor advertising, insurance. I mean, I have all these skills that I picked up through hands-on learning, and that's more my base. Now, if you gave me a book and said, "Hey, read this and take a test," I could do it now more as an adult than I could at 18 years old. So I'll give you a quick story on my younger years. So freshman in high school was a big adjustment for me. I went in and didn't do so well. I was hanging around the wrong people, and I had a 1.76 grade point average, I think, first semester of my freshman year. So I got my crap together, surrounded myself with some better people, and then started, paying attention in school and doing better. By my junior and senior year, I was taking honors classes to bring my GPA, grade point average back up. And I ended up with a 3, I think it was a 3.0 or somewhere real close to a 3.0 average coming from where it was pretty good. But honors classes, junior and senior year to bring it back up. And not all classes, it was just mainly math and science. I took honors physics. I took regular chemistry. I took pre-calc honors. I don't know, I took some other classes. Anyways, brought my grade point average up, graduated obviously. And then, I took 3 years of Spanish in high school. I was really good at Spanish in high school. Do I speak fluent Spanish? Absolutely not. So I took it in college. First day I walked in and the teacher was speaking full-blown Spanish and I didn't understand a word she said, instructional wise and have not, whatnot. And I turned around and I ended up dropping that class. So then through college, I kind of floated around. I was, basically trying to get like a science degree. And I couldn't stay focused and committed. I found it, no one cared that I was there. Therefore, I didn't care if I was there, kind of thing. So you had your big lecture classes and then you had your breakdowns. And in those breakdown classes where you're supposed to get kind of individual attention, I was lost. A lot of times I had international students teaching. I couldn't understand them. Now I could because of working with a lot of doctors and engineers back. I mean, I could probably understand them completely now. But back then, you're 18, 19 years old. I couldn't understand them and I was even more lost, which made it really frustrating for me. I did enjoy, like I said, the economics class. Philosophy was probably my favorite class, but I never completed. And I actually... was waiting tables in the restaurant business when I actually got my first real job working for a receivership. It was based out of, it was an outdoor advertising company in Toledo, but the receivership was based out of Boston. So I had a really good mentor there. And again, I'm very good at learning hands-on. Don't give me a book, show me what it is, and I'll run with it. That's what I'm good at. So I know that's a long-winded answer for your question. Do I regret not pushing my kids? No, I think the right kids are doing the right thing in the family. Andrew loved to study independently, plowed through school, got his degree, honors. Carly's doing the same thing, very intelligent with school. And not that Blake and Chase aren't intelligent, but they're more like me. I think they're hands-on. Give me something, I'll figure it out, and I can work at it. And I finally think, the 18 to 22-year-old age is there's a lot of growing pains, I think. Go back to when I was, and now my kid, I call them kids again, with them being the ages they are, you add that COVID year in there, and I think it set everyone back kind of probably a year. So that makes it even a little bit worse, but I'm going to go back to that here in a second. But Blake at 22, finally starting to feel like, all right, he's got purpose. He knows what he wants to do. He's working hard at it. I feel like a little bit of weight lifted for me to have to worry about, you know, another one of my kids. Andrew's good. He's on his own. He's been on his own. He's fine. But let's go back to that COVID year. It's interesting because Candi and I had a hot tub session. When she wants to chat, we'll go sit in the hot tub and cook to death in there. Anyways, one of the topics was, you know, the whole COVID situation, and being you know, an older adult, you know, I was 48 at the time. I think back to COVID. Okay, you know, we had a pandemic. I'm not downplaying it, but we had a time, but it's kind of already been washed from my brain as just another hump in the road, something we had to deal with, and we made it. And it was horrible. I mean, obviously it was horrible. But what Candi said is that I don't realize, and I didn't, is the market puts on that younger generation, let's call it maybe 20 and younger, and how it really affects them today socially, versus, you know, us adults. Like I said, it was another curveball for us, but for them it was a big chunk of their lives. So I think it's created some mental instability with our youth, just from what I see. I mean, I know a lot of kids that, not just including my own, that were really outgoing, that are more introverted now. I think COVID, just the lockups and, you know, what was going on was, you know, not very good for the younger generation. I'm sure you can agree with me with that. Do I know the resolve? No. Hopefully, you know, they'll grow out of it. Like I said, Blake's 22. It seems to be working. Chase and I hung out. We've been hanging out a lot today, obviously a lot lately. He applied for a position locally here. I'm going to save all the fun stuff for them. Should he get the job? He also he's applied there, and he's going to go apply to my buddy's place too. And whichever one comes through, he'll have a position. So progress there, looking good. He's in good spirits. Everything shaking out pretty well with him. And Carly, she's cooking. She's growing up too. So I mean, that's I'm sure they can fill you in on all the details of what they're going on. I'm sure you see their videos and stuff like that. But that's kind of a long-winded answer to college degrees. Everybody finds their way. Blake and Chase, you know, may end up in a skill, or, you know, they'll learn hands-on, kind of like I have. Which brings me up to this. So I've been physician recruiting for 16 years, and last year was a down year for me due to the fact of, I'll call it COVID repercussion. A lot of my clients in the ministries were bleeding financially, and you know, they're trying to regroup, and have brought in, you know, high-end consultants to try to, you know, streamline processes. And then you may not get all that. I know all this from engineering terms, but really, you know, cut fat throughout their organizations and try to become more lean operating, because they were really just throwing resources at everything, kind of like our government does. But the hospitals are trying to lean up, and it hurt my business because a lot of the outsourcing was kind of cut. You know, a couple of the hospitals went to a centralized staffing, you know, for their headquarters. You know, I filled quite a few positions for some of my clients' needs, and it just wasn't a good year for closing docs. So fortunately, things they're on the rise right now. They picked up. I've been making some good headway. But the same token, I actually interviewed for a position of you know, doing something similar to what I do now. But this would be, you know, for a company back to corporate America for Ken. It's not guaranteed. I interviewed, you know, obviously see if I have worth out in the real world. If not, I keep doing what I'm doing and moving forward. But sometimes in life, things just change. I mean, I'm at this milestone. I can continue doing what I'm doing, but sometimes you feel like you just need a new challenge. And I think this would be challenging. And I think I've mentioned before in my videos, you know, purpose. It would just give me a different purpose. Would I make as much financially? Probably not. Benefits would definitely help. I've told you my story on our benefits paying for itself, but I don't know. It'd be kind of fun to do. I think it'd be good to be in contact with people and managing and doing all that stuff. So it could go either way. Either way is the right way. I think we're all driven for fate in life, and everything happens for a reason. I truly believe in that. So we'll kind of see where that goes, and if it works out, I'll keep you updated there. Maybe my Thursdays with Ken's might have to go to Saturdays or something like that. But and I won't divulge with who or what or anything like that, because it is kind of confidential. But that's something new with me right now. I haven't interviewed in, gosh, it wouldn't be 16, because I didn't interview for myself when I started my own business. So you had 25 years. That was the first interview I've had in 25 years. That's insane. It was just it was a online, basically a phone interview, no video or anything like that. So, but pretty cool. It sounds exciting, sounds challenging, and maybe it works and maybe it doesn't. Hopefully it does, but that will be cool. Cool change. Anyways, football and Chase. I'm running out of time here. I can only talk so much, but Derek Carr has signed with the Saints. He left the Raiders. This is Candi. I said, Candi, what do you want me to talk about today? She says, Derek Carr. that was Derek Carr. And then she sent me this. I'm like, well, what else? What else is good on the topic thing? Let me see here. You'll get a kick out of this. So she sends me this, the good trade topics for discussions. I'm going to read these for you. Get a kick out of it. Good conversations, starters for everyone. Can you imagine if I did this? What scent do you find most soothing? Really? What is the language you love to listen to, and even if you don't speak or understand it? No, I'm not going to discuss. Oceans or mountains? Really? That's a topic discussion? I'm an oceans guy anyways. Most captivating artwork? Just silly. These are silly. I probably could talk 20 minutes about these, but you'd probably be sleeping by now. If you have a fictional superhero for a best friend, who would it be? That's crazy. What color would you choose to describe yourself? That was interesting, though. In my interview, you have to come up with, pros and cons about yourself. Those are always fun to identify. I am persistent. I think persistence is a good trait and a bad trait. So it could fall into either category. Anyways, back to football. Candy's comment, Derek Carr. Yeah, I have no feedback. I mean, there's going to be a lot of moves in the NFL over the next few weeks. I think the open trade market opens next week. Chase and I were talking about Lamar Jackson. He keeps saying he's going to the Dolphins. No, I don't think Miami has the salary cap, although they have 33 players I think they need to re-sign. I think they lose Gesicki. They may get rid of Ogba. There's quite a few players that are going to go to free up cap space. Miami doesn't have a first-round draft pick. I think their first is either in the second or third. I'd have to look, but I don't know what they go after. And I know we need offensive lineman and a linebacker. I think that's where we really struggled last year. But Lamar's not going to Miami. Probably maybe the Raiders, but they have what's called a unrestricted, what do they call it, a tag on him that's unrestricted. So he's still part of the organization, but he can seek other offers, and the Raiders have this chance to counter if they want to. It's just going to become a big money shit show, in my opinion. Quarterbacks up in the next one, driving the back to the inflation conversation, right? Driving the rates up. Deshaun Watson already did that in Cleveland. Danny Dimes got 125. Tua's going to want 125. Miami's already announced they're not moving away from Tua this year, so I think they put the young buck on the practice squad and pick up maybe Garoppolo or White, from the Jets, or so. I don't know how that's going to work out. But I can tell you, I've heard that Derrick Henry might be on the market. If Miami frees up this space, Henry to the Dolphins would be really interesting with their weapons. Chase has never happened. Who knows? That's what makes it fun to pay attention in the offseason. But yeah, that's about my football talk. We got March Madness coming up and basketball and all that good stuff. We'll try to incorporate some picks. I am completely uneducated in college basketball, but I love doing the brackets. When it starts, March Madness is fun to watch, and trying to pick those upsets and all that good stuff. So NBA, too much drama for me, and baseball, I sleep. So that's it for Candi today. Those are my topics. Good. Thanks for joining me on a Thursday. And love your feedback on January 6th or anything that I talked about today. Let me know what else you want to hear about. And I want to hear your feedback. Put your arguments down here. Start arguing away. I'd love to Like I said, I sit on TikTok and watch the live arguments. I don't chime in, but it is very entertaining. But peace out, guys. Take care of one another, and we will catch you soon with updates.